Hello, children. A warm welcome to our English class and a very good morning to you all. I'm very glad to say that you all have written the sentences perfectly correct. I'm so happy that you understood the concept and you have executed it correctly. Today, let us learn the new concept that is the ing form. In verbs, let us see the ing form. You know what are verbs. Even though, let us start with the question. What is a verb, children? The action words are called as verbs. In the other way, we can say all the doing words are called as verbs, right? So now, what is this ing form? Before going into that, let me ask you one more question. You know what is a verb? And when the action occurs, then that action is being differentiated based on the tense, right? Whether the action happened in the past or else the action happened now at present or else the action is going to happen in future, right? Yes or no, children? Here we are going to see the action happened in three different ways. Whether the action happened in the past where the action is already completed, is the action going on now, that is the present form, is the action going to happen, that is the future form. So you know very well the past, present and future, right? We call these as tenses. When the action happened already, if the action had completed, it is called as past tense. If the action is happening now, it is called present tense. If the action is going to happen, where it didn't happen yet, the action is going to happen, then it is called future tense. So, we can use the verbs in different tenses by adding ing to it. So, let us learn about the concept. Here, if you see this page, we have learned first person, second person, third person, right? So you all are very much familiar with these persons. First person is the person who is speaking. Second person is the person who is listening or the person who is listening. Third person, where this first and second person are talking about the third person. The first person singular is I, plural is we. Second person singular you, plural is you. Third person singular he, she or it, whereas the plural is they. Right, children? So, don't get confused with this. As I told you, if you know the first person, second person and third person, then only we can identify anything in the sentence. It can be the pronouns, it can be the adjectives or adverbs, whatever it is. Even to identify the tenses also, we should know these persons. Now, if you see here in the first column, that is the singular plural, that is a number. In the second column, it is the tense. In the third column, it is the present continuous. So here, if you observe, this is present continuous column. When we talk about the action, here the action is play. The action is play. When we say that action is present, when we use the words, the helping verbs like am, are, is. When we use the words, helping verbs like am, are, are, is. If you find the word, if you find the action word with these helping verbs, then it is called as present continuous tense. Understood, children? Here, ing. What is the base form of the verb here? Play. The base form of the verb means the basic word where anything is not added. The basic form of the verb or the basic form of the word is play. If we add ing to the verb play, it becomes playing. If we add s to the play, it becomes plays. If we add ed to the word play, it becomes played. Right, children? So listen carefully. Let me tell you the difference. If I add ed to the basic form of the verb, that is play, it becomes played, which is past tense, where the action is done, played. If I add s to the verb play, the basic form of the verb play, if I add s, it becomes plays, where the action is happening. Next, if I add ing to the verb, the basic form of the verb play, if I add ing, it becomes playing, right? So, where the action is continuing. Action is continuing, playing. So, here, let me tell you the difference. Playing, reading, listening. So, here the actions are continuing. But you don't know whether the action had happened or whether the action is happening right now or else whether the action is going to happen. To know that, we can identify only with the help of the helping verbs. The helping verbs are for present tense to identify that the action is happening now, to identify that the action is happening in the present. The helping verbs help us to know. And the helping verbs for the present tense are is, are, and am. Right, children? So just simply remember, is and are used for present continuous form to know the action is happening in the present tense. Understood, children? To know the action had already happened. The action had already happened. For the ing form, if there is an helping verb like was or were, was reading, were reading, was is used for the singular tense, singular form, and were is used for the plural form. So, if at all, if you see any verb with the helping verb was playing, were playing, was listening, were listening, then it means it is called as past continuous. Past continuous. For present continuous, we use are and is. For past continuous, we use was and were. Whereas for the future continuous, we use shall or will. I shall be doing, or else we use the word I will be doing. I will be reading. I'm not reading now, but I will be reading. I will be playing. I shall play. We shall play. They shall play. Whatever it is, if you see the verb with the helping verb will or shall, then it means it is future continuous. Understood, children? So there are the three basic tenses which you need to understand: past tense, present tense, future tense. We know this. You may confuse with these continuous tenses. So these are the simple hints which you need to remember. For present continuous, continuous means where the action is going on. The action is continuing. But you don't know whether the action is continuing in the present tense or the action is continuing in the past tense or the action is continuing in the future tense. So to know the difference, we are taking the help of the helping verbs, which they are telling us. With the help of the helping verbs only, we are able to know that the action is happening or the action had already happened, or the action is going to happen. Without these helping verbs, we cannot identify the continuous tense, children. So please remember these helping verbs. For present tense, the helping verbs are and is. For past tense, the helping verbs are was and were. Means for singular and plural. I'm saying is for singular, are is for plural. Was is for singular, were is for plural. And for future tense, will or shall. It can be anything. So, with the help of these helping verbs, we can easily identify the tense form, whether it is present tense, whether it is present continuous, past continuous, future continuous. Understood, children? Without these helping verbs, we cannot identify which tense form it is. So, when I say you to identify the tense form, simply you will be identifying playing. Since it is an action word and ing form, you will underline playing. You will underline reading, listening. Since it is an ing form, it is an action word. So, you will be underlining playing, reading, listening, all these words. No, just look before the verb. What kind of helping verb it is having. You need to look for the helping verb. Before that action word, you need to look for the helping verb. You need to underline even that helping verb also. Whether it is was playing or is playing or are playing or will be playing, whatever it is. You need to underline even the helping verb also. With the help of that helping verb only, we will know whether it is past continuous, present continuous or future continuous. Understood, children? Here, if you see in this page number 31, the base form is the basic word which we have without any additions to the word is called as a base form of the verb. We add s or es or ed or d or ing to change them into the other tenses, whether it is past tense, present tense, future tense, whatever it is. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the ing form, right? So we have seen how to identify the present tense, present continuous or past continuous and future continuous. Now, here sometimes the ing form of a verb is also used as an adjective. You know what is an adjective, right? The describing words are called as adjectives. It describes what? It describes more about the noun. So sometimes this verb describes about the noun, means it acts as an adjective also. Here are few examples. See here. You should not disturb a sleeping dog. What is the noun in this sentence, children? Dog. What is the action word? Actually, when you read this sentence, sleeping is an action word, so simply you will underline sleeping. But here, try to analyze the sentence. What kind of word it is? What it is trying to convey us? What it is trying to tell us? You should not disturb a sleeping dog. It is describing the dog. What kind of dog it is? What the dog is doing? It is sleeping, right? So, the word sleeping is an adjective here. Even though it is a verb, it is describing the dog. What the dog is? A sleeping dog. In the second sentence, there are many amusing stories in this book. What is the noun? Stories. Book, right? And stories also. So what kind of stories it has? Amusing stories. Amusing stories. So it is describing what kind of stories it has in the book. So these words like sleeping, amusing, and the kettle is full of boiling water. Water is a noun. What kind of water the kettle has? Boiling water. So it is describing how that water are boiling. Hot water. It is saying us what kind of texture it has. So these words come under, even though they are ing words, even though they are verbs, here they are acting as an adjective also. So these kind of words are called as, these kind of words like sleeping, amusing, boiling are qualifying the noun. Qualifying means they are telling more about the noun dog, stories, water, right? So here these adjectives which are having which are of ing form, and just now as I told you, you need to look for the helping verb also, right? Like is, are, was, were, whatever it is. Here these adjectives doesn't have any helping verb. So an ing adjective here, an ing adjective formed from a verb is often called a present participle. So the verb with ing form, and it doesn't have any helping verb in it, then that verb is called as present participle. Understood, children? It doesn't have any helping verb to identify whether it is present continuous, past continuous, or future continuous. With the help of is, are, were, shall, will only we are able to identify whether the action had happened or the action is happening now or else the action is going to happen, right? But here for these sentences, if you observe, there is no helping word. There is no helping verb. So if at all, if you see such kind of sentences without the helping verb, then those words are called as present participles. Let us learn more about these present participles in our next session. For today, if you turn page number 33, you can see the worksheet here. Say which of the ing forms of verbs in the sentences given below have been used as adjectives and which to form continuous tenses. Point out the nouns the adjectives qualify. Name the continuous tenses. 2 examples are given to help you. So here you need to identify the verb, whatever it is, like whether it is an adjective verb or else whether it is a verb. You need to identify whether it is present tense, present continuous, past continuous, or future continuous. Understood, children? The first 2 are done for us. Let us see once. First one, John was running as fast as he could. What is the verb in this sentence? Running. And it is ing also. So, immediately don't write verb as running. Once check for the helping verb. What is the helping verb given before the verb running? Was running. Was running means what kind of tense it is, children? Was and were are used for past tense, right? So, was running will become your past continuous. Second one, do not get down from a running bus. What is the verb here? Running. Again, don't write that running as a verb, and don't try to write here it is a present participle. Once try to read the sentence. Do not get down from a running bus. Yes, here running is used as an adjective. It is qualifying the noun bus. It is telling us what kind of, it is describing the noun bus. How is the bus? It's a running bus, right? So, running will become your adjective here. Understood, children? Yes, it is a present participle, but they didn't mention to write here the present participle, right? So, do not write here as present participle. Just try to identify whether it is a continuous tense or else if it is a adjective, write down running as adjective. That's all. Third one. This is an interesting book. Here, what is a verb? Interesting, right? Interesting. Interesting is a verb. Why, teacher, interesting is a verb? Because it's an action. You feel that it says more, like it's curious. Curious means where you are thinking, right? So it's an action. So this is an interesting book. Here the word interesting will become your adjective because it is saying what kind of book it is. So interesting is an adjective in this sentence and it qualifies the noun book, right? Next, fourth one. Rajesh was eating an ice cream when his sister entered the room. So in this sentence, what is the verb, children? Eating, right? So is that word preceded with any helping verb? Yes, was eating. When you see the verb with the helping verb was, it means it is saying that which type of tense it is. Was is used for past tense, right? So here was eating will become your past continuous tense. Understood? Next. You may think that teacher entered is also a verb, but here we are concentrating. We are looking for only ing forms, right? So look for the ing forms only. Don't look for the other verbs in the sentence. Look for the ing form verbs which are preceded with the helping verb. Next, fifth one. Dracula is a terrifying story of a vampire. Do you know what are vampires, children? Okay, they eat humans, like they drink human blood. Vampires are the persons who they drink humans' blood itself. Okay, whatever it is. Dracula is a terrifying story. What is the verb here? Terrifying. Okay, once again let us read the sentence. Dracula is a terrifying story of a vampire. What is the noun in this sentence first? Story. How is the story? It's terrifying, right? So, terrifying will become your adjective, which is qualifying the noun story. If you observe, terrifying is not preceded with any of the helping verbs like is, are, was, were, will or shall, right? It is saying that Dracula is a terrifying story. So, terrifying is an adjective which is acting as an adjective and it is describing the noun story. So, in this way, try to analyze the sentences, children. Let me do one more for you. People, sixth one. People are helping the fireman to fight the fire that is spreading rapidly. People are helping the fireman to fight the fire that is spreading rapidly. In this sentence, try to identify the ing verbs. Helping, spreading, right? So here, let us come for the first word, that is helping. Helping. Is the verb helping is preceded with any of the helping verb? Yes, it is are. Are helping. We use are for which type of tense, children? For present tense, right? So, this are helping will become present continuous tense. Next, in this sentence we have one more, that is spreading. Is spreading. As I told you, is used for present continuous tense, for singular, right? So, is spreading is also present continuous tense. So, in this way, try to analyze the words, the ing forms. Without the helping verbs, you cannot identify which type of tense it is. Please learn these helping verbs of what type they are. Is and are for present tense. Was and were for past tense. Will or shall for future tense. If you see the ing form of the verb with any of these helping verbs, then only you can identify which type of tense it is. and look for the adjectives, whether the verb is acting as an adjective or not in the sentence. Understood, children? Try to analyze each sentence in this way and do the remaining sentences from 7 to 20. You can write them, if you can write them up on the word, whether it is noun or verb, whatever it is, present continuous, if you can write them in the textbook, you can write, or else do it in your English HW, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.